Right, good evening, welcome sports fans. Afternoon, morning, again, whatever time you want to watch this. I'm Foxy, that's Robert, on camera. Hiya Rob. On location again, in his shed. So this, every week I say this, but he's outdone himself again here. I just want to say, kids, before we start, this is a preview show obviously, but before we start, this is what you can achieve with papier mâché and a balloon. Anything's possible. Right tools, right glue, you can create an unbelievable backdrop. Even the lighting he's got going on there, so I can hardly see. Fantastic again, Rob. So, what have we got? Borough v Derby. Derby v Borough for the perfectionists. Another 6-pointer. So, Derby, you've got Cardiff coming up. Week on Tuesday. Fulham have got Millwall on Friday. We obviously played Derby Saturday, Millwall the following Saturday. So this is a massive couple of weeks for us now. We got through the Bristol City game, I thought, admirably. We did what we needed to do, played some decent stuff. I'm not going to get carried away. Again, that's not my remit, so we'll leave that to one of my colleagues to do. But it was in 3 points, and as much as I hate to say this, it's not about performances right now, it's about the points. So, although I strongly agree that performances equal good solid games, people playing well, it's better than people dragging a result out, but there you go. So, Derby County, very similar team to us, it seems. Shaky back four, although I'm not going to label that at us now. Shaky back four, very inconsistent. And again, we all know with Derby County, they seem to be one of these teams that start the season blinding and get to around about this time of the year and they fall away. They've done it under Steve McLaren, they're doing it now under Gary Rowett. I think they did it under Nigel Clough as well. So, what are we expecting from Saturday? Personally, I think we can go there and put 3 past them. I really don't see why we can't beat them 3-0, 3-1. When I've kind of looked into this week and done a bit of research into Derby, they struggle kind of to change their 11 about. What they've got is they've got quite a small squad like we've got. So if we kind of go back to the Sunderland game, they got beaten home 4-1 by Sunderland, which we all know about. That was probably about a month ago. And what he did, Gary Rowett, was he made 5 or 6 changes after that game. He dropped people for that game. I think the team that consisted of people like Bird at left back, he had Thorne in the team, he had Jerome in the team. People that aren't really playing very much, but he kind of changed it around. They'd gone to Nottingham Forest the week before that and drew 0-0, had a man sent off. So I don't know what was he thinking there, but he kind of changed it around for Sunderland. And obviously they got hammered at home, which, as much as we hate the Mackhams, that was a good one, Sunderland. Well done. You can look back at that one on your season and enjoy that result because you haven't really got anything else to enjoy. But I digress. So the following game, after that Sunderland debacle, they went to Preston and won 1-0. Now, he made a lot of changes with that. He brought in back in Richard Keogh, he brought in Wisdom, he brought back in Forsyth. I think he started Nugent back up front. Nugent, again, is a player that we all know about, Borough fans. Nothing to worry about at all. He's a 1 in 5 kind of player. Runs like a chicken. He's got the shortest footsteps in football. I think he's a size 1. But anyway, let's be serious. So, Nugent has got around about 7 goals this season. Their main man's Vidra. I think he's got about 15, 16, 17 league goals. But anyway, they changed the team. They went to Preston. They won 1-0. Now, in the last result, they've just been beaten again 3-1 to Burton. Appalling result. He changed the team around a little bit. Again, he hasn't got much to work with there. You know, when you look at it, the fans aren't happy with it. They've got a shaky back four. The fans aren't happy with Keogh's the captain. I don't think he's up to much, although Keogh, for me, in patches, looks like a really good defender. He can bring the ball out really well. He can carry the ball. But when it comes to real sort of defensive stuff, in key games, he makes mistakes. So they've had a problem with the captain. Their heads dropped against Burton. But the one worrying thing for me, if I was a Derby fan, is after they got beaten over Sunderland, Rowett came out and said, I don't know what this squad's doing. I'm not happy with the players. They're not performing. They're not doing what they should be doing. Like I say, they changed the team, went to Preston, won. Then recently they've got beat at Burton. And he's come out again after the Burton game and said, look, same sort of thing. I don't know what's going on with this 11. There's no fight. There's no want in the game. This doesn't look like a team that wants promotion. This looks like a team that's languishing in mid-table, really. So that then brings me back to the season as a whole and kind of the synergy between Borough and Derby is that we've been patchy, inconsistent. We struggle to put 2 wins together. Win, draw, lose, draw, maybe a loss, win. We're struggling. Same as them. We've got kind of a small squad since Pulis came in. We haven't got many people to make changes, which is something that frustrates me, but I'm not going to get on that. Sometimes you need to drop 3 or 4 people. We ain't really got the squad to do that now. as much as I agree with playing a consistent first 11, there are times when you need to make changes and give people a kick up the backside and let them know that they ain't just going to walk into the team no matter how well they train Monday to Friday, considering how bad the performance was on a Saturday. So, as I said at the top of the show though, I still think we'll go there and beat them 3-0, 3-1. But they're in a similar vein to us. So there's another 6-point game to us. They're probably going to start a similar team. They're probably going to start a similar team to what they played against Preston, i.e. Keogh back in, with Curtis Davis at the back, probably Wisdom and Forsyth either side. This is just me surmising, by the way, Derby fans. I'm not guaranteed to pick your formation. I don't know whether they'll play Thorne in the middle. They probably won't. They'll probably play Ledley and Huddleston. And then what they have is a very consistent Vidra, Lawrence, Nugent, Wyman. Now, Wyman being at Villa, kind of showed glimpses of a decent player, but he's never really lived up to billing. Tom Lawrence, who's come from Leicester, I think he's on loan. Tom Lawrence is a player I really rate. He's a creative player, he likes to run with the ball, he's got a lot going on. He's a young guy, I think he's a Welsh international, under 21. Really promising player, but he hasn't really been living up to billing either, and Derby fans haven't been happy with him in the last month, 6 weeks, where they don't create enough. And it seems to me as if Vidra doesn't score, they don't really do anything, and that's not being harsh again, Derby fans, but I'm just kind of looking at it from an outsider's neutral point of view. Even though I'm a Middlesbrough fan, they just don't produce enough. Nugent's up front on his own, he just doesn't do enough. They have assists coming from different places. They've tried a lot of people this season, as I said. They've had Thorne in centre midfield, they've had Cameron Jerome up front, they've tried Winnell up front. You know, things are happening for them. Their real leader for me is Carson, but he's the keeper. There's only so much he can do. And actually, against Burton, Carson was the man that G'd everybody up after Burton went 2-1 up. And he kind of was in the centre circle trying to give people a talk. Body language had dropped off everybody. Richard Keogh, especially, who's the captain. Body language was terrible. So, we take all that into the game on Saturday. They can't really change anybody because the players that they've brought in have let them down against Sunderland. They haven't showed any level of consistency. We ain't really going to change anybody because obviously we beat Bristol City, so we pretty much know what our 11's going to be. So for me, going into that game, they've scored the same amount of goals as us and they've conceded one more than us. Before I've gone in and researched the game properly, just looking at that as a stat, which we don't do much on here, guys, do we? We're not all about the stats. I would have said it would have been a tight draw, especially with where we are and where they are. But when I really break it down, as I've said, there's no reason why we can't go there and frighten them. Derby fans will be the first to admit this season that they've been the opposite of this team to a team that, say for example, I know I'm going out of leagues here, but let's take Burnley as an example. They haven't had a penalty in the Premiership all season, and they've mentioned that a few times. They've mentioned how they've had bad refereeing decisions and how they haven't had a look at the draw. Derby this season haven't created much, but the chances that they have created, they've taken. They've had the run of the mill quite a lot. They've had penalty decisions on. They've had things go for them when probably they shouldn't be. So opposite end of the spectrum, you've got a team, I don't know, like I say, Burnley in another league who don't get anything. So Derby, as I said, they've kind of taken what they've had this season and used it to their advantage, and now they're still where they are now, treading water. Same as us, just hovering above that. But as I said, they've been inconsistent all season. They've won 4, I think, since the turn of the year, which is, again, you know, there's a few teams in there. Borough have won a few more than that, but as we said before the Sheffield United game, they've only won a few since Christmas. Brentford has only won a few since Christmas. So there's a few teams there that are just treading water, which brings me back to the point of how an average league this is this year. If we can have a lot of teams, Bristol City's another one, a lot of teams the back end of this season have had relegation form, if you like, but because everyone else hasn't done the business, we've all kind of still kept our position. So Derby have been treading water for a while now. I did rate Gary Rowett, I still kind of do, but from what I'm gathering from in the club, fans aren't happy with him. The one thing that I would say though about Derby, from again as a neutral's point of view, is that under McLaren, under Nigel Clough and also under Rowett, they've fallen away every time at this time of the season. Is that something to do with your chairman, Derby fans? Are you not investing? The strange thing for me was getting rid of Chris Martin in the window. Don't understand why you got rid of him, guys. Maybe that's something you want to talk to us about. Bryson was another one, solid midfielder. So, as I said, they haven't been left with much to fiddle with. So, I think their team, as I've mentioned, is fairly straightforward. Borough's is fairly straightforward. So, like I said, I'm going with a 3-1, 3-0 win. I'm going to check in and ask my colleagues here, because I like to refer to Robert and find out. He's just a bit. Rob, he's just right down the other end of the shed here. He's knocking next week's setup. Can't tell you where it's going to be yet, but if you want to write in and try and have a guess where we might be, you might win yourself a mug, which Rob will knock up in his shed. Rob!
Yeah?
What you going?
3-1.
Well, that lighting's brilliant, by the way. I can't even see it. It's almost like I'm stood in the sunshine in the middle of Saltburn.
Energy saving bulb.
Fantastic, that, by the way. B&Q, I think he's got that from. 3-1. So we're agreeing there.
Yeah, 3-1, first time.
Maybe I should change mine then, because I'm quite often getting them wrong. I don't want to jinx you. 3-1. And we've also got a special guest here today. We've managed to pull him off the beach with a lot of pulling power. To be fair, there was a lot of tractors involved, but we've got AJT beached. What do you think the score's going to be? Hang on, he's coming in.
Yeah.
Me old China. What are you going tomorrow?
Just go off the tractor, you know what it is.
Big tractor as well.
A lot of tractors there. Cheers for all the lads that came out and helped me get off the beach.
With much respect, by the way, because the amount of pulling power that we've had there, honestly, he's had the same pulling power as like Brad Pitt there. What? But not for the same kind of reasons.
But to be fair, your hair is going to scare away the sun, mate.
No, I appreciate that.
Man, he's too ginger.
Appreciate that.
He hates coming out in the sun. He hates it. He can only have 10 minutes.
That's why Rob's had to use a low energy saving light bulb. He didn't want to sunburn me in the shed.
Exactly.
What are you going tomorrow?
3-1.
3-1. So we're all 3-1s.
No, at half
Oh,
time.
hello, curveball.
At half time, it'll be 1-1.
Okay.
Vidra will score.
I think Vidra will score too, Rob.
I think it'll be 1-1.
Yeah, I think Nugent's going to score.
Nugent just to rub it in. What are we going?
It'll be 1-1, and then in the last 20 minutes we'll win it.
Where are you going, Borough scorers?
I'd like to see Downing get a goal.
I would too.
Obviously, big fan of Downing, aren't we, both of us? Moving on from him, I'd like to see Bamford, if he's back, obviously got that nasty injury, I'd like to see him score.
Probably Ayala.
And
It's going to be, innit?
Ben Gibson, my favourite
like
player.
that.
My favourite player, Ben Gibson.
Listen, guys, again, thanks for tuning in. If you want, we've got a little competition that I keep mentioning every week. So if you want to win 2 Premiership season tickets next year, what you need to do is become one of our members, like, share, subscribe us, get on YouTube, get on Twitter, get on the old Facebook,
Twitter,
get on
Instagram.
Twitch.
Facebook.
But if you're twitching, you might have a problem there. But get on Twitch, become one of our members, and you've got all the chance in the world to win them 2 season tickets. And at least you can watch some free football.
For free though, do you know what I mean? It's a free competition.
I don't know. I really don't know.
We,
Crazy.
You know what I mean? BoroFanTV don't lie. We are genuinely giving away 2 seasons.
We are. We don't. Get on. Have a look.
This competition ain't fake. It ain't a fake competition.
And like I say, guys, if you can tell us where we're going to be next week, you'll win a mug. So, listen, I've been Foxy, that's been AJT. Sign mug.
Whoa, come on.
That's AJT, I've been Foxy. This has been the preview show. Thanks for tuning in, best fans in the world. So it's in the blood. Peace out, wherever you are.
Show you now.